announced her graduation, and I mean, I would say Myth at least knew for a while that it was at some point gonna happen, but we didn't know that. Like, I saw the reservation for her stream and was caught off guard. She said it herself, it was a long time coming. Yeah, but I did not know that she was gonna... I didn't know the date until you guys found out, and I didn't know that there would be a stream until you guys found out. Yeah, so I was caught off guard, and I definitely panicked a little bit. I was like, what? Wait, what? Because I was going about my day, and then I didn't even look at Twitter like for a few hours, and I went straight to my community board on YouTube, and I tweeted something about Mumei's I wrote something about Mumei's holotalk, and then I went to Twitter, and then I see everybody tweeting about her stream, and I'm like, what? What? I was just as surprised as you guys were. I want to say, like, as she said, that was a long time coming. Graduations, usually until they take shape and form in that way, they take a long time and like lots of discussions. You know, it's kind of complicated to leave a company like this. It appears, I mean, I haven't tried, but it appears to be complicated. And so yeah, it takes a while. And so, you know, now Mumei's and Gura's graduations are so close together. No, it taking a while has nothing to do with it being a black company whatsoever. Please, let's not say such stupid things, okay? It's just, you know, organization and stuff. And, you know, there was, like, fests and everything. It's crazy stuff going on. But I want you guys to be in my shoes for a moment. I know it's probably shocking to know about a graduation and then have it like followed up by another graduation announcement soon after and everything. But try to be in my shoes for a moment with the, like, imagine being a member and then knowing, at some point knowing that Fauna, Mumei, and Gura are going to graduate. Like, there's a point where I find out all of these are happening. For real. Like, not, I don't find about it like with months in between. No, I just like become aware of a future where in the coming months more and more graduations are going to happen. And you know, I'm a big overthinker, and that certainly got me to think a lot and worry a lot, and I felt very stressed and worried about the future. Actually kind of terrified of the future because of that. Like knowing that the coming months, all of this will like slowly one by one come out, and then thinking about you guys, how maybe after Fauna you feel like, okay, that was shitty, that was sad, but now let's move on. Surely everything's cool now, and then they hit you with another one, and then they hit you with another one, and I felt bad for you guys. Yeah. Because I'm always like, damn, I wish I could tell them that this is the last one for now, but there's still them like more coming. Like, that was me before now, you know? I wish I could tell you. I wish I could like give you this feeling of relief previously. But in a way, I feel like sad, of course, but low-key relief now, because now all of this baggage that I feel like I've been carrying and trying to not talk about and not like, yeah, break my mind about it, all of this baggage is now at least like out there. You can at least now understand what's going on. and why I was even more so upset that my 3D life was delayed. Because it would have had Fauna, Mumei, and Gura in it if it happened as planned in December. And first, you know, they say, oh, Fauna's graduating, and I'm telling you guys, oh yeah, so, she would have been in it if it was in December. But hey, it gets worse. I couldn't tell you that it was worse than that. It was worse than that. So many departures I had to accept with the delay. That was not my fault. The delay of the 3D life was not my fault. I was looking forward to having all of the end in my 3D life. Yeah. So Gura and Mumei, you may think, oh, but why can't they? Because like your 3D life is before they leave. Yeah, I was hoping it would work out, but Mumei, I already said this before about Mumei, and she actually she wanted me to say this, that it just wasn't really clear at the time when I have to make decisions on who's gonna be part of the delayed 3D live, like making rearrangements. At the time when I have to make those decisions, it wasn't clear for those two. It wasn't like properly set in stone. It was like not really possible to include them in the plans, even though I really tried. And once it became clear that they're still there at the time of its recording and release, I was not met with enough flexibility to include them, even though I tried to make them understand that it would be very important to me. Yeah, because I couldn't even tell them that they're leaving. Yeah. The studio people. So I guess they didn't really understand the gravity of the situation either. Yeah. Anyway, so that sucks, really. That really sucks. I feel, even though it's not my fault, I feel really regretful about that. And it just sucks to have all this knowledge. Yeah. For a long time. And yeah, being aware of a future that is right ahead of you and just not looks very nice. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Huh. Like, sorry, brain slow. Brain slow. Shit, my brain's not working. Eh. Yeah. For me, maybe it's because I'm one of the founding fathers of hololive English. But the well-being and the future of EN does really concern me. It's not just about my own success. I do want the whole branch to be successful, and so I of course was very concerned with it when like both Myth and Promise would now be only 3 people, and how we're gonna move on from that point. And the problem is that this is all inevitable. This was always going to happen at some point, and I think people, and perhaps also the members, have this unrealistic expectation that we're in this forever, for the rest of our lives. Or at least as long as you are watching us, as long as you perceive us. I think you just accidentally have this unrealistic expectation that it is gonna be conveniently going on for as long as you are watching us. And I understand that, because of course you wouldn't want, as long as you are watching us, you wouldn't want things to change like that. But especially for Guriba, it's been a lot of time now. It's been 4.5 years, and that is a long time, honestly. I say it again and again, but nobody thought we would do it for so long. And so I don't think it should be like a surprise that people want to move on at that point, and do something else with their lives at that point. And this is this is something that I've been saying since Fauna's announcement, I think. Because people were I think with the lack of knowledge of behind the scenes stuff that you guys have, you guys were rightfully, I suppose, upset and confused about the statements such as unhappy with company direction or whatever, disagreement with management or whatever. And then people were, of course, you try to find something to blame. You try to find a punching bag and be like, you're doing something wrong. You're making all these people leave that I like so much. Why can't you just keep these girls happy and keep them from leaving? What is so hard? Why can't you adjust to them and what they want, or what is like what they're unhappy with? Why can't you fix that? Can't be so difficult, can it? And then everybody's pointing fingers at the company. And again, I will repeat myself. I have my problems with them too. Such as, for example, the lack of flexibility in such cases, as I just told you. But no! Everybody's reasons for graduating, from my knowledge, are pretty individual. And there is not one thing in particular that they're, so to say, doing wrong. And, partially maybe there's even things that some talents are unhappy with, but other talents agree with it and are happy with it. So you can't make everybody happy, and there is not one thing that the company could fix that would make everybody happy. It's several issues. And people see things individually. Yeah. So once again, I'm reminding you of this way of thinking to give the company a little bit of a break, I guess. I know, however, that it is hard to accept this change and the way things have been going, and I know it's hard. Yeah. Not saying that they're doing everything perfectly either. Oh no. But I do feel... I think I do feel... I don't know if it's just a mirage, but I do feel some kind of effort to hear us out more and try to make things good for us as much as they can. Yeah. But, I mean, that's hearing us out and everything. I don't know if there will be actions. We'll see about that. But yeah, the tea party, for example, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but that and other things have been giving me the impression that they're trying to hear us out more. Now we only have to see if there will be effects. But that's, another story. But yeah, I think for Gubiba, it's probably the right choice. Even though I wish I could hog her and keep her in the company, it's probably the right choice. She's been... I suppose she hasn't really been herself, maybe for a while, and if she thinks that she can feel herself again, if she moves on and focuses on herself again, if that makes her feel better, then I'm all for it. But it is definitely devastating, a devastating blow for Myth and for hololive. Because yeah, Gubidiba made huge waves, and we together with Myth created a huge legacy, and I think that's something we can be so proud of, and I hope she's proud of herself. I hope that she will look back on these memories and these times together and feel pride and perhaps even miss it. And yeah, I hope she's proud of her achievements, because there's been many. And she made such big waves, like a shark could do. One would think she's a whale with how big those waves are.